the game with the developers at Tangrin Entertainment. It's Victor and Chavit. It's a two-man team, and they are building this action strategy RPG, which is due out in just a couple months now, guys. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at
and
that.
we're on the final hole.
The final. Yeah. I mean, how long have you been developing, Ken?
Uh,
We've been developing King for over 4 years now, a bit over
yeah.
4 years.
And that's Victor talking, right?
Yes, I'm Victor. Sorry, I
That's
didn't
okay.
introduce myself.
It's okay.
Yeah.
If you guys may or may not remember this, but if you're watching, we streamed Ken 6 months ago now. It was back in September. The time kind of flew by, and now that we're rounding the bend and coming into the home stretch with the developers here, we thought we'd give you another taste of where the game's come, and some of these preview levels here. So I tell you what, guys, I'll start up level 3. Why don't the two of you kind of talk about what Kin is all about and what kind of gamer would like this game?
Um, so, do you want to talk, Javit, or do I?
I think you should best start.
Okay. So, Kin is a mix of action and tactical RPG. You control a group of warriors. Each warrior is completely customizable, so you can set their skills at any time. You can change the equipment. You can change the stats. It's not like a traditional game where all your stats are final all through the game. So if you make a mistake, you can always change your adapt your characters at any time. No, you can skip it by pressing escape.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we don't know where the story is right now, but we won't spoil that for you.
well, this is quite late in the game, and basically this is a very big temple, and the temple has all these mechanics in it, like light orbs that fly around and that can change color. And you need to get these light orbs to the end of the level to activate the bridge. So that's without telling anything about the story, but
So this is more puzzle-based level that we're going to be taking a look at today.
yeah, this is not like some levels are very. We try to mix it up a bit. So some levels are very open. Some levels have very specific goals, like rescuing a group of people or solving a puzzle. Other levels are very open. You take different routes. So we try to. Kin has 18 levels, and each level has a different sort of topic, and also some levels are more puzzle based. Some levels are more open, and or have a lot of have little villages that you visit, and others are very combat focused and tactical. For example, you're currently controlling these 5 characters, and they are all just together, but sometimes they are split up. Some on the high ground, some on the low ground, and they need to cover each other as you move through the level. So then it becomes very tactical. So you need to take out all the obstacles for the other group. Then it becomes a very different play style.
So we have different. Well, here, let me go back to the characters. Actually, we have these different characters. We have Gunnar, Nicholas, Sven, Thorfinn, Ulrich, Bram, and we're back to Gunnar. So
Yeah,
you can cut. They're all set up with skill trees right now, but you can customize these completely. Is that right?
yeah. If you just at the left bottom, you see the
The
stats
reset
at the
warrior.
left. Yeah, you could
But
press
don't,
this, but you have to do the
I
stats
won't do
again.
that. I won't do that.
yeah,
You
don't
can
press
do
it.
it,
No.
but
So you start off the game with just a couple of these guys, right? And you collect the other ones as you go along. Like they're actual characters in the game. It's not somebody. They're not characters that you created. They're characters that are part of the story.
yeah, they're part of the story. They all have their own little storylines, and they also all their storylines also influence the story. So there's branching in the storyline. For example, Nicholas has lost his family early on in the game, and throughout the game, you try to find out what happened to his family.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on if you save his family, and also how you treat other like other sub stories in the game, they all influence each other and change the ending.
Okay.
So Gunnar's story, how you do his story, or Thorfinn's, actually influences Nicholas's story. So it's and
So
actually
you have choices and things like that to make as you're playing through the game too. It's not just a straight
yeah.
path. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and one thing we do a bit differently, we don't really tell you this is a choice. Some stuff, what we do is you just act a certain way in the world, and this has certain consequences. But we don't say, hey, if you do this, then this will happen. It will just
Yeah.
be you are playing the game, and without you knowing it, it will change how certain things turn out.
Okay.
So it's far more subtle than we try to break some RPG conventions a bit in that regard. That we
Absolutely.
don't really tell everything. We also play around a bit with the quests to sort of break the defaults, like what people expect. We try
Well,
to sort of play with the expectations.
it's funny because right before we started the stream, I was playing around with the demo build and I tried the first level, which is, like your characters are brand new right then. And
Yeah.
one of the first like side little quests that I came upon was a guy whose daughter was killed by wolves, and you can actually resurrect her. She's an NPC, but you can resurrect her using your character's resurrect spell. I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. That kind of set the tone for the fact that you guys would have us interacting with the world on a little bit of a deeper level than most action RPGs.
Yeah, and reviving her actually has very big consequences later on in the game. Like if you don't revive her, there will actually be a grave in town and the guy will be in the same town that you are, and he will be mourning because you didn't save his daughter.
Okay.
Uh, but if you do save her, then there's this entire side quest line that starts, and actually at some point you have to bring her back to her mother. But you can also say, like, you can turn in that quest at different points. So you can also dump her at an orphanage uh, or at some strange cult that sacrifices children. Like there's so just from that first little sub quest that you got there, there's like just even if you just don't revive her and walk past her, that will actually influence how those characters will like how the village will look, what will happen in the village, and all those little sub quests. Like we don't tell anything like what will happen, but there's little stuff that will happen if you take a different path
I dig it. That's cool.
or even don't pay attention. Like people are so used to walking to a question mark, right?
Yeah.
So like, oh, I need to turn in my quest here. There's an exclamation mark. Uh, but then what we do is we play around with that a little because the first exclamation mark is actually maybe not the one you should turn in your quest. Maybe you should look a bit further to see if you can turn in the quest at a better position. Like those sort of little things you play around with. And we have a lot of stuff like that. Also sort of small sequencing stuff.
Yeah.
Like at some point there's this dead guy next to his chest, and you can actually how you tackle that little thing already has influence. Like if you revive him first and then open his chest, he knows that you are stealing his stuff. But if you first steal his stuff and then you revive him, then he will be like, well, who stole my stuff? I don't know because I was dead, at the time. Um, so yeah, we try to play around a bit with those sort of little side quest lines
Well,
and
yeah, and most
sequencing.
action RPGs don't give you that kind of quest line. It's, kill this, collect that. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, we try to do that like almost never. We don't have FedEx quests.
Yeah.
Basically, if it's a FedEx quest, then you need to be very careful with what you're doing because there's a good chance that there's something going on there.
Now tell me a bit about the story, the basis of it, and who's writing it, because you guys were just mentioning that not too long ago, actually.
Yeah, so like I think 6 months ago, we had the basic version of the story done, but we noticed that it still needed quite a lot of polish and structuring and improvement. So at the time, started looking for a writer, and actually, we're working with Dana Curtin. He was also the writer on Arkham Asylum, the Batman game. And she has done a whole lot of stuff also for comics. So she has an incredible amount of experience with writing. So yeah, she took our story and just took it to the next level, basically.
That's very
Uh,
cool. Like I,
Well, couple of levels.
yeah, no, it's a big story, like very big.
she took it above. You're saying she took it past one level. She took it 5 levels beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were like, well, this will be like a small change, uh, like maybe a bit of text brushing up, but
Yeah.
no, she just basically started over and took the skeleton of what we had and just rewrote all the dialogues, and yeah, just massive improvement overall of the story.
So
because,
you're very happy where the story ended up then.
yeah, and we're
Yeah.
really happy.
That's
We
cool.
already had a quite like we had. This is all. I already thought the story was something very different because we play with the sort of RPG cliches, but we also do very different stuff underneath. So there's very deep topics in there also, like and there's a topic of slavery that's very big, colonization, technology. So all those little, like all those big themes are sort of. Well, maybe I should explain it a bit better.
Yeah, let's
So,
talk about that for a little bit here, actually.
yeah. So what the story starts out with is your two first characters, Elric and Bram. They've gone through this ritual. Humans, by nature, don't have magical powers, but if they train enough, they can go through this ritual where they are sort of exposed to magic crystals that are found in caves. And if they are exposed long enough, and if they have enough resistance to it, they actually start developing magical abilities. So by default, humans don't have magical powers. Only
Okay.
very few have. So it's like a lone magic world. But what's different is there are a lot of other races on this planet. So the humans are just one of the races, but they are the ones that are sort of reaching a next technological plateau. So at first they are at a sort of a medieval level, but now they're sort of breaking through that level, and they are actually starting to oppress and the other races. So they're starting, especially the Ashir, they're starting to use them, start to trade them as slaves and as yeah, they're starting to sort of.
I noticed them. They're like these little goblin kind of creatures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at first they are sort of spreading a certain disease amongst each other that makes them very aggressive. And one of the abilities they have, they can raise skeletons. So
Yes, as like little helper monkeys.
yeah, exactly. Skeletons are usually used for just they. Normally they're very peaceful, and the skeletons are just used to do the heavy labor work, like polishing the pots and getting the wood for the fires and stuff like that. But now they're using them to fight against humans because they are sort of started to protect themselves. But a normal Ashir, like a green Ashir, is very passive. They will only use violence in very extreme circumstances, but because of a certain unexplained
Phenomenon.
phenomenon, exactly, they are turning red and they're turning aggressive. And this phenomenon is what you are researching because this is basically where the war starts. And one of the themes there is you as a human being, you tend to think that you're always of the side of the good guys. You
Yeah.
know, it doesn't matter if you are where like you tend to take up the religion that you're used to, and you tend to take up the sides that you're used to. So if you live in China, you will take on those cultural values, but and same in the States or Europe, and you will think you will tend to think that you are fighting for the good guys.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily always the case.
Yeah, and exactly, and here we play around with that a bit. Like, the player gets some choices in you can't really change the war, but you can sort of make different decisions during battle. Like you can decide if you want to kill the villagers, you know, the innocents, and you can decide if you actually
Which
do
I
certain
did.
quests, you kill them.
The very first,
Deer.
the first mission, I was like, oh, the Ashir, they're supposed to be bad, right? And I immediately killed them, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done that because they ran away.
So what we actually do, we actually count how many innocents you kill, and we actually sort of all that sort of stuff, sort of those little data points we use to change the story.
Oh god.
So it can it can range from just NPCs responding differently to you, like they just make a comment on you, or they might actually like your actions or hate your actions.
Oh boy.
But it can actually, like, if you were continue doing it, it's not negative. Like,
Yeah.
it's not about judging what you do. It's about it just has different consequences.
It's
Some are
like
positive, some are negative.
like light side and dark side in Knights of the Old Republic. Like, oh, I really didn't mean to be that much of a jerk, but I guess I am. Um,
Yeah, it's not even bad or good. Like some will say maybe we should kill them. There's just a lot of there are a lot of themes there. Like uh, humans are just far more becoming far more powerful. So
yeah,
you get these things like oppression and but they on the other hand they also think the Archie are kind of backwards because they don't have any technology and they're sort of limited in what they can do and they can't communicate normally, you know. So
okay.
you get all these sort of themes that we also had during the colonization period, like the
With Native
Golden Age.
Americans, yeah.
Yeah, Native Americans, for example. But this is not like we always talk about Native Americans, but it's a very common theme everywhere because we did the same happened in Africa or in with the Arabs. It's not just limited to our culture. It basically happens to all cultures. It's also the same with the Japanese and the Chinese in World War II.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's just a common theme that when people don't understand each other, that they start.
Treating each other terribly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just thinking they are superior
Mhm.
to the others, and that's where problems start, and that's definitely something that's not so much happening in the village that's in your own village that you always return to, but it's definitely happening in other places in the universe
That's
of
interesting.
Kim.
So are there any characters that you're gonna have that are not human
Um,
that you play with?
no, not in this part.
Okay.
So you can summon creatures, like you can summon golems and little scouts minions
Hmm.
that you can control, but and we do have at some points party members do change, but we don't have that an Ashir joins you, or and there's some reasons for that.
Okay.
One is that you are sort of one of the limitations in a war period is that you can't really in any form communicate with the enemy, you know, like you can't just say, well, like you're sort of stuck. Like when you are on the English side in World War One, like if you are in the trenches, you can't say, well, I will just join the Germans now, you know.
Yeah.
It's
It didn't work
it's a
that
bit
way.
of no.
Go
Because,
switch side.
let's just switch sides. So
It's like
it's
when
a bit.
it's like Dark Age of Camelot. Oh, they're winning, so let's just join that faction.
Yeah. So you're sort of stuck. That's the thing. You're sort of stuck with the side you're on, but you
Yeah.
sort of need to make the best of it. Like then you still have some small decisions. Like you still have some influence on what you're doing, but you are also sort of a victim of the situation to
Yeah.
extent.
Well, now tell me about these Hela guys or Hela characters here. These monsters we're fighting.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much about them, but basically there's all these races so in the world, and the Hela are like at this level the difficulty is very light, so they
Yeah.
don't really much. That's actually on purpose because the Hela can be very annoying. The Hela have this ability to pin you down, and then they sit on top of you and hit you.
I saw that just happen to my guys.
Yeah, until you hit them hard enough so they let go of you. So it's actually possible that half your party is pinned down by Hela and you can't get like you really need to work hard to get them to release you.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm playing on the noob mode right now.
Did you put the difficulty down a bit?
Yeah, we're
Like
on
what?
normal. We're not on casual, but we're
Yeah,
on
okay.
normal.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
you guys,
normal
you warned me that hard would be a little hard.
hard is
Yeah.
hard. Hard is what we balance the game around, and it's around like pretty advanced level. But normal is a lot easier. At normal we reduce the health a lot, and it's just a bit more easy
What's
to match.
So what's the lava core that I just picked up? Talk about crafting. I don't think we talked about that too much the last time we played.
So every item you pick up, you have in the game, every weapon, every armor you can find, you can also craft. And there are about 100 crafting components. Yeah, I think 100.
Okay.
So basically, with each component, you can build your own weapons, and it takes some of the randomness out of it.
Oh, more hella. There we go.
So if you check your inventory,
Yeah.
inventory.
I don't think I'm in combat right now. There we go. So I have all
So
this
you,
stuff.
yeah, these are your helmets. But if you go to to the fourth top, I think it's the third, right? Yeah, the third. So I don't have that many yet, but you have 2 lava cores, and these are actually rare epics. So well, you can also sort of you already get sort of the idea. Like if you combine that with some metal and some wood, you can build an axe with fire on it, or you can use some armor and you can have fire armor. And
Okay, so you can imbue it with like different fires. So are there frost and all that other kind of stuff too?
yeah, well, it's
Okay.
not really imbuing. You actually build the weapon, so it's not like you can't extend on a weapon, but you can
Okay.
build a weapon.
Okay, I gotcha. So from scratch, you'll build like a fire axe or a fire sword or fire armor or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so now I feel stuck with this puzzle. You guys got to help me.
Well,
Yeah.
so
I know.
press
I
M.
noticed that.
Maybe Javid can explain the puzzle. So if you
Yeah.
press M, you get the map, and Javid will explain it a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. You open the map. You can see what you've already explored.
Now I had this light in the center here going, like I pointed it going at this door. Was I not supposed to do that?
Yeah, but the door has a blue lens in it, so it will only open when the light is turned to blue. And there are lenses in the level. You see on the lower right corner a blue lens, and on the left upper where you are currently now is the yellow lens. No, the
Okay.
yeah. So when the light passes one of those lenses, it will turn to that color.
Okay, so
So
I
in
have
order
to.
to open,
May I guess?
yeah, yeah,
So I would first need to get the light to pass through here, and then get it back to this door.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks like I got to go here, back to the door. Darn it.
Probably because you're almost halfway there. When you yeah, that lens, no,
The yellow lens.
or when you open the map, when you have the blue lens a bit to the right, you have the rotator. More to the right.
Oh, right here.
More to the right. No, yeah, that one in the center, almost
Yeah.
in the center.
Oh, right here.
No, a bit to the right, more. No, not
What do you
yeah,
mean,
that one.
Javid?
Yeah,
This right here.
the rotate. Yeah, that one you currently passes light to the upper right, and you have to rotate it to the lower, and then you will almost complete it.
Oh, okay. So I
And
can
you have
I
to
can cross right across here.
yeah, and also be sure to check the lens if that's extracted or not.
Okay. See, I like that you guys make us think. That's appreciated. That's very rare in games these days.
This
Yeah,
puzzle would be too busy.
I miss that. I remember when I was playing games like Zelda or Castlevania or other kind of puzzle games, I would draw maps and actually solve a puzzle and not just Google it or get it automatically
Yeah.
shown by waypoints, for example.
Yep. And so many games do that now. They just point you in a direction and say, this is where you go to finish it. And it's just not as fun. It's more fun to
Ye-
explore. You know, if
Yeah.
you get lost, if you get stuck, then you go to the website. And that's not so hard, especially in the day when we have phones that can get us answers to whatever question we have in 2 seconds flat. So if you really get stuck, it's not that hard.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so
It's really tough to balance though, because people are so used to it. Like, for example, at first we didn't want Kin to even have a mini map, but some people are like I wanted to do it very minimally, but people are and without icons and without too much guidance. But people are so used to having, like, when I play Diablo 3 or something, people are so used to having the minimap open all the time.
Yeah.
And you actually start playing the minimap. And that's something I really wanted to prevent.
I think you need to rotate the first switch.
yeah,
because
I think the light's actually stuck being shot at the door over here.
Yeah.
So I've got to go back to the door. Where is the door? Oh, let's kill these guys. Might as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. I want to see how you do the final boss. That will be fun. It's a bit of a shame that this version is a bit older, so not all the sound. Well, you're playing without sound anyway, I guess.
Yeah, it's on, but it's quiet because I didn't want it to drown out us talking.
Yeah, exactly. But like, there's still some. This version is a month old, and a lot of bugs are fixed that are still in this one. Like, for example, when you hit the enemies, you see they jump up very high at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's because of a little bug that's still in this version. But
I hit some skeletons in the other level, and the skeleton was like,
Oh, here it is.
there we go. So it's getting passed that way right now.
it's circling around.
Um,
Yeah, rotate that. Where is it? Where is it coming from? The
But
light.
the door. Where's it going right now?
Well,
that
just
one?
go, just go to the middle section first, like where like, go left, basically, or west. Yeah.
Yeah, but the
let's
door
just find.
is still locked.
The door is not important for now. Like the door, we can open in a bit. Let's first get into. Let's first walk to the end. Go down a bit. Down.
How did the light get there? I thought it was hitting this pillar and going right at the door.
No, it's the one below. I think it's on the pillar below.
Yeah.
So if you go to the left, to like southwest, yeah, I think they always
Okay.
reach here. So it's going left at the moment. I would turn that one to the right.
Okay.
Yes. There it goes.
Follow it, men.
Follow the light.
Good lord, and it's going all the way down to the lens, right?
Well,
Yes.
did you activate the lens yet?
No, I think it's going towards. Well, I don't know if I activate it or not, guys. This is your game, not mine.
I didn't pay attention. I was trying to explain the story.
I think it is activated. If I remember correctly, it was pointing down.
Let's see. Oh, the lens isn't.
Oh no,
on.
no! You have to rotate it.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can imagine that people take quite some time to solve this puzzle.
Yeah.
And this, I don't think. Do you think this is the hardest one to defeat, or is the one with the card harder? One more. One more. Yes. So yeah, it's not all like this. Like
Yeah.
there's also levels with a lot of combat, but this level specifically is, and it was quite hard to actually come up with this puzzle. I had to draw a lot of diagrams to get it correct. It's like, this doesn't fit.
Now you see that the blue lens came up.
Yep. So now I
So
can.
now it fits.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now we just have to wait.
I apologize if the frame rate's a little bit low, guys. I think it's because I've got it in windowed mode. The frame rate's kind of taking a bit of a hit.
Yeah, this is one of the. It's a bit more optimized now.
Oh.
Let's try that again.
No. It's behaving weirdly. Could that be a frame rate issue, defeat? That it's over jumping because of the low frame rate?
Could be possible.
It must be
Oh.
the frame rate.
Oh, that's weird.
No, it's not like it's basically a bug because of the frame rate is too low. It overjumps the object and it doesn't detect it because it works with triggers.
Well, we can try to adjust the settings a little bit.
Yeah, this is not going well.
Let's see
Just
here. Oh, I can't adjust the
No,
graphical settings right now.
Yeah.
not yet. Not in this version anyway.
Come on, work.
Oh, it's too bad.
Ah, bummer.
Mm,
So how do we move past that then?
yeah, just let me think. Maybe you should just restart the level. You're not like if you do it the second time,
It'll be
it
quicker.
will go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just go to main menu, I think, and then we can set up the graphics.
Okay. Of course, I hit start mission already, so hold on.
Yeah, there's still in that version, especially there's just quite some bugs. We're currently like in this final stretch, and we're fixing bugs. Actually, between the last couple of hours, we fixed like 40 bugs, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we are working hard on the bugs. That's like the final thing, squashing.
That's the polishing.
41 bugs, 42. So we did good.
All right, so let's turn off the anti-aliasing, and we'll leave the bloom on. That should be good. There's a GTX 980 in this machine, so it should be okay.
Yeah, it should be okay.
Can you do it in full screen, or doesn't it work?
I could do it in full screen. Let's try here. We'll do it in full screen, and we'll do it by 19 or 20 and 1080.
Okay. Because I think it's also, of course, the streaming that will take up some.
Yeah, that's some of that too. Let's see. There we go. Okay. And how's it? Let me see if it still looks good on the stream itself. Yeah, it still does. Okay. Just had to make sure it didn't mess with the resolution there. Okay. So let's pick level 3.
Still feels slow, frame rate wise.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, it's just it might be optimization.
Yeah, I was gonna say the game's not finished. Don't worry. People understand when it's a test build.
It's a heavy level, that one, it's mainly because of those lights. They all cast shadows and whatnot. So we're sort of tweaking that, like how far we can actually push it.
Okay. And let's turn off the auto follow.
You don't like to auto follow?
I like to control the camera. I guess there's the part of me that likes RTS games, that likes the controlling.
Yeah, me too. I prefer it also.
Yeah.
But will you play it? Because we're also going to release the game on console.
Oh, okay.
And when you play with the controller, it plays actually much better in follow mode.
I can imagine it may be more like Diablo 3 then.
Yeah.
It's
still.
It's doing pretty good now, frame rate wise. We'll see if it lasts. Maybe I think it was degrading because of the lighting.
It could be like if the frame rate drops, we can always just restart the game and like there's this start menu. You've probably seen it. And if you put it on like average there, then it will definitely run a lot faster.
Yeah.
I'm still integrating all those options in the menu. Yeah, I think you should just do that if you want to play this level. But you can also play level 1 for a bit. That one is a lot lighter.
Yeah, it is because of the frame rate.
It's moving really nicely right now. We'll see.
Okay, yeah, I can't tell because Skype.
You're looking through Skype, yeah.
Yeah, so for us it's a bit like choppy, so I'm not sure how it feels for you. But if it feels good, then it should be alright. So we're going to turn that one to the right.
It should have already.
Oh, there it goes.
Which way? Like this way?
One more?
That way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should turn around.
There we go. That was because I had it in slow-mo, probably, huh?
I don't know. It's a small bug, probably with the hitters. We can be like, I know this bug is in there still, but it's just a little buggy.
All right, so that one's going right. Do we turn this one right now?
No, it's not. Yeah, you can turn it wrong, like turn it.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, no, one further.
One more. Let me kill these. Heal this first. I'm picking up the loot like it matters. That way. There we
It
go.
always matters.
Loot
It's
always matters.
impossible not. Yeah. Even when we do little test runs, I just can't resist picking it up, even though I just close it right after. It's just impossible to resist clicking it. I don't know why though. It must be. Why is it that we need to click those little labels?
I
don't
really
know.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
Do I want to turn
We
this
need
one?
yeah, you can turn that one
Yeah.
twice.
That way.
Mhm.
But I've got to come down here.
Yeah, we need to follow the light stream again. Yeah, that one.
There we go. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, the frame rate's going a little bit choppy again. We'll see how it does.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, like we'll just. I knew this was a heavy level. That's why I sort of thought, well, maybe we should do another one. But
That's okay. I think people are still getting kind of the idea, and it might be good not to spoil the level for them too.
it would have been
Yeah,
fun to do the
otherwise-
final boss. Final boss really fun.
Yeah, but we would
It's,
spoil the level. It would be kind of a tutorial then
Yeah,
on how to
Yeah.
complete this level.
Yeah, that's true.
we'll do the first half of the puzzle to show them that, and then maybe we'll go show them level 1 real quick.
Yeah.
Like the first, we'll get the blue door open. Whoa, get back here, you!
Yes, you
I
can.
love your sort of almost your slow down bullet time mechanic. It's not quite pausing like you would in an Infinity Engine game. I like that,
Yeah,
and it's limited too. You can't make it
Yeah.
last forever.
yeah, the reason for that is like I used to play like a lot of Baldur's Gate, for example. I
Did
played
I-
that.
Yeah, God, who didn't? I
GP
missed
did
the
it.
I missed the blue,
I
didn't
didn't.
I? You didn't? You hated it?
Actually, no, I didn't own a PC back then. I started with Super Mario Brothers.
So, but although I love games like Baldur's Gate, they're great. I think in terms of combat, it always, I think a pause mechanic, a full pause, takes all the sort of adrenaline stress. Well, it's the same thing, right? Like the sort of feeling of pressure. All the pressure is taken out of the combat.
Here we go.
Is it working? It's already up.
We'll see. Oh, the frame rate again.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, wait, it went through.
It's blue.
Blue. It's blue now.
So let's
Right.
move on.
So what, do I follow the light again? Yeah.
Yes. It's still the frame rate. Like you see it really chopping up.
Yeah, it's getting choppier the longer we play this level, really. I was noticing that before, but I thought maybe it was just the lighting and it wouldn't cause any problems. That's okay. I mean, it's a beta build basically. I think people understand that. The game's not out
And
for
this-
another couple months.
Yeah, this level is actually pretty alpha. Like
Yeah,
smaller
still better.
level. Yeah, it's a bit of frame rate issues, but
I did
just keep
expect-
playing. It might go up again. The frame rate. Just keep playing for a bit.
It does go
Might
up
be
when we're
that
not by
specific.
the light, basically.
Yeah, and the lights like it's just a part of the puzzle. So
Yeah.
this one you need to turn to the right. Yeah, follow that one.
I like how the
think it's
skeletons ran away from me.
Yeah, actually every creature has sort of a morale. So if you kill the big ones, the smaller ones will get scared.
I like that. That's awesome.
It doesn't happen for every creature. Not every creature is scared. That's jolly. So
Well, these guys obviously aren't going to run.
that one is on now. So you have activated the first pillar. So there's 3 of them, and if you activate all 3 of them, then you can cross the little bridge.
Oh, see, and guys, we would. I don't think we should keep showing them this level because I don't want them to. now that I have this blue part solved, I don't want the rest of it solved for me. Because when I play this in a couple months, I want it to be fresh. Um,
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good.
so this is a higher level thing. This is towards the end, basically. This level was. We're gonna go play
Hmm.
one of the very first levels right now. So let's do that.
The first level,
The very first. Okay. So
basically the tutorial.
all right, let's go back to main menu.
This will be interesting for me as well because I don't know how old this build is, so I'm wondering if our tutorial stuff is actually in there.
There's tutorial menus, I think, is what pops up. I played it a little bit, not all the way through.
It's a bit older than.
This one's a month old, but we did do quite a lot in
It's
the
a
last.
GDC build, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is basically well, Jafit can tell. What's this?
So this is after the cave where they went in, right?
Yeah. So Brahman already come out with some extra powers, and yeah, well, they kind of had enough
Bantering.
of the yeah. And in this level, we start to introduce the game mechanics, and there's also a part where you get the first side quest where you have to rescue the girl.
Uh-huh. We'll show them that too. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Now, what do you use gold for in the game? That's one thing, because I haven't really played around in the town that much. What do you use gold for?
To buy various items like weapons, armor, shields, chests, and also crafting items.
Oh, okay, cool. So not like
Yeah.
not potions and stuff like that, really.
No,
Okay.
don't have because the the health and your spirit is automatically regenerated
Okay.
over time outside of combat. Some equipment do have extra, or they have regen abilities,
Okay.
uh, but we don't have potions and yeah, items like that.
All right. So here's our first taste of the wolves here, and well,
Yeah.
that's
So when you play it on brutal, you will die here.
one wolf will kill us.
But no,
Yeah.
one wolf is doable, but so hard.
Oh, see, and here's the young girl that needs our help here.
Yeah. So this is yeah, an optional mission. You can just leave her,
And you get
or you
some
can
crafting materials and basically 2 pieces of crafting material if you beat it, or if you help her.
yeah. But also yeah, we haven't implemented in this build yet, but there will be achievements in there.
Mhm.
So
And you have your nice quest journal here to keep track of the things that you're doing.
yeah, you can see the completed, successfully completed,
Mhm.
and the failed ones, and the active missions.
Okay.
And in the active missions, you can enable and disable the if
The
you want to
tracking.
see it. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, you can that little cross, but I don't know how people actually like. Personally, I never really mess with the journals, but some people do probably. I'm not sure.
So
Yeah,
here's our dead little girl. Let's resurrect her real quick.
Ah, poor little girl.
There you go. She's happy.
So
She
happy.
runs away immediately. Thank me, you little brat.
yeah, if you talk to her, she will thank you.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, there she
Actually,
goes.
that
She
that
says,
thing is still temporary. We actually have all these animations for the two of them, like they hug each other and stuff like that.
"Ah."
We just haven't had them set up yet. So it's one of those things, that's on the to-do list, but very low on the to-do list. But at one time, we will get around to actually getting these animations in. But
I see.
did
And
we
there's
actually explain the skill system? I don't think we did yet.
about the
No, we
QWE.
didn't.
Go
No.
ahead and talk about that. Actually.
So yeah, go to the left. This time you could kill the poor little Ashir if you want.
Let's do it. Let's kill him. No? Should we?
Yeah, you, of course. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sure,
These
they
the
I,
Ashirs seem fine. Maybe they're playing their drums too loud. See, and they're just kind of sitting here, and there's their skeleton servants, and I guess let's make them afraid of me. There's a skill.
fear. Porsche. You.
I
So
like
yeah,
this.
doing stuff like this, as like even though it feels like trivial to do, it actually sort of
Yeah.
influences the entire storyline.
Oh, I just made him run away when I'm trying to kill him. Hey, don't run.
At least in this village, we don't have the little Ashir children.
Yeah.
And you're gonna let me kill them too?
Sure. You do what you want, like. But there's consequences to all your actions. That's all. But no, yeah, you can.
I like
You
how the
can do that.
skeletons are terrified.
Yeah.
You're
Maybe
already
you could
dead.
show the skills after this.
Alright, cool. So, do you want me to go into
Yeah.
the skill page?
No,
Yeah.
go to the right. Go to the right for a second.
Okay.
We're going to pick up an item first. So I can explain. So yeah, stand on the little platform there. So that's the item you want.
Okay.
That's the feed stone. So if you solve puzzles in the game, you get feed stones, and feed stones unlock a whole new range of skills.
So now open my character page. Oh well, there we go. Feed stones.
You can have actually the features are indeed only obtained by solving puzzles or quests, and you cannot buy them.
Okay.
And they're very rare. So you
Yeah.
need to solve puzzles or beat specific monsters, bosses.
Basically explore each level.
Yeah.
Yeah, and feats. So they they are equipment as sort of, but they're more like a skill. They unlock
okay.
skill options.
Okay.
So if you go to body, because you've got a body feed skill, so this skill combines with those 3 stones.
Okay.
And if you drag it into the left slot, into the feed skill slot, is it in? Go to the right again. I can't see it with the pop-up. This is a bug, and Javita won't fix it. But click. You need to click in the box. We just talked about it like 10 minutes ago.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, people click like at the left top always, and he's like, "No, you need to." I'm going to it, but we had a big discussion about it. Anyway,
Okay,
if you
so-
open the feed skill, like that, yeah. So now you can equip the feed stone. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So a skeleton for 20 seconds each time an enemy dies, your damage output increases by 25. That's pretty nice. It's like a big buff.
Yeah.
Can I equip it on both characters or just the one?
No, you just want stone.
So when you equip the stone on one character, then it's only usable on that specific character.
Okay, and can you unslot it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, or right click. It's also possible.
There we go.
So feed skills. Do you want to explain them, Javit?
Are they like ultimates? Do I have to charge up the power basically?
Yeah, so there's 9 stones. This is the death stone. So the death stone charges on anything that dies. So if you die or the enemy dies, it doesn't matter what dies, as long as something dies.
Okay.
It will gain a charge, and when it's full, you can actually activate the stone. And we have 9 different stones, and they all combine with 3 skills, and vice versa. So there's 27 skills that you unlock by getting all the stones, and they are actually far more powerful than the default skills.
Oh wow. Okay.
And the trick is to build. The trick behind the feed skills is to build synergy in your group, so you can actually synergize between the different stones. But you can also use environmental factors, like, for example, these fires. If you had a fire stone, just standing near that fire would charge up your stone.
Oh, that's cool.
And if you are in a cold level, your ice stone will charge automatically.
That's really smart, guys. That's really cool.
So some stones are useless in some levels.
Yeah, but if you know where you're going, you might be able to equip yourself, be prepared for it.
Like, for example, this death stone is it's not very useful against very big bosses or monsters because it will charge too slow. But if you fight a lot of small monsters, it will actually charge up very fast because you're killing a lot of small things. So the skeleton skill is very good when you're fighting a lot of weak characters next to a very strong one. Because then you first take out all the weak ones, then the skeleton, you pop the skeleton of water, you charge that up, and then you get this, basically you get extremely powerful, almost godlike, but it only lasts for maybe 10, 20 seconds, but that will give you the power to take out the bigger monster.
Now I'm looking for things to kill just so I can use it.
More innocents are going to die.
Yeah. Come on, where are some innocents? I don't see any trouble here. Oh, good. Hi, guys.
They're just sitting there having a good time.
Just start hitting them with...
Yeah, and at the start they are still very passive, but... Poor guys.
There goes its head.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, better let you out.
This is a quest. You got the quest, right? Yeah, there you go.
I think so.
You're all happy. Doesn't matter that they committed genocide. Who cares?
No, who cares? Or, did I get two? I got 2 out of the 4. There must be more somewhere.
Yeah, you're getting there.
All right. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? Oh, you actually want to attack me now?
Yeah, they don't like you anymore. They've learned. Never trust humans.
I mean, really, that's pretty much something everybody should learn.
So yeah,
Skeleton.
but if you don't attack that first group, these guys will leave. Like they won't attack you either. So
See, I'm using my feed skill right now.
yeah, so now like each time you kill something, it charges up, and it just becomes like crazy powerful.
Well, fine.
And these guys they're scared of you.
Yeah, I like
You've
that.
killed so many of them. They really don't want to mess with you anymore.
Oh, I feel really terrible right about now.
Yeah. So you do have a conscience.
Oh yeah, this is not how I would normally play.
All these poor people. Well, at least you saved the humans, right? You did something right.
Yeah, I did. Now, if I came up here, is there another way to
Kill-
solve it?
Kill 10,
Yeah.
save 2.
Well, the thing is, like, there's 2 ways to solve this. Like, it's not in this build, but at the start of the village, you already noticed that they have also captured all their Ashir. So, in the current build, you can actually take out the human guards and set the Ashir free. And you can revive the guards again, and they will be like, "What the hell did you do?"
Oh, I'm gonna have to play around with that, because, normally the first thing in any gamer's mind is, well, just kill the green things and save the humans.
Yeah, you can actually, for example, you could take all these Qatar, like the monsters over here, and you could run back into the village, and they will actually start attacking the villagers.
Oh my gosh,
And
really?
they will massacre the entire village. If they take out the guards will try to protect them, but we do keep it quite open. And if it doesn't really matter, because if a quest giver dies, normally would be a big problem. But since you can survive any NPC, it doesn't matter if a quest giver dies,
Yeah.
because you can just revive him afterwards. So that's why we can do stuff like that. You can actually
Because of the
have
revive
lots-
mechanic, yeah.
Yeah, the revive mechanic gives you a lot of options in terms of how open you make the world, because people can correct any mistakes they made.
Do you see
And
a
it was
lot
also
Do you see a lot of people controlling just one main character's skills and letting the other one auto control? Like, I like Alric because he's got the heal, where I'm not really controlling Bram, who's got the fear.
most people start playing around with the skills
Okay.
after a little while, and then they because at some point you will have to, like it is now, you can sort of, especially on normal, you can still fight them.
Yeah, in the first level you can play it on the default settings, but after the second, maybe the third level, you really have to look at your other characters and configure them and play with the skills.
Okay. So you're saying I can't just easy mode it?
You can if you put it on casual.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's
I'm
the
not-
only way.
Uh,
Probably we'll get away, but
Excellent, that's what I'll do.
aren't you going to help the little dude over there?
I was trying to. I thought maybe I couldn't get through him.
Maybe you should use your skills.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, you're thinking, oh, he's dead. It's Bill. Oh my God, that's my name. You're
Sorry,
right.
Will.
See, it's so funny. I'm like trying to talk to a corpse. Little Billy's falling down the well. Drunk again, Bill? Put those holes. Nice. Whole bunch of crafting rewards. Oh, I like that sound effect. People couldn't really hear that, but I could. Like the Zelda sound effect.
I did all of the sound effects myself.
Did you
There's
really?
hundreds. Yeah. Yeah, we do everything ourselves, basically. There's, like, the only stuff we haven't done ourselves is some of the writing. So, well, quite a lot of the writing at this point. And some animations. We hired someone to do some of the animations, but all the other stuff is ours. It's all
And the music.
two of us.
Yeah, and the music.
Oh, and the music, of course. Yeah,
Oh.
no, people
Will
wouldn't be happy.
Bedsford.
Yeah, Will
Didn't want to
Bedford.
hear you guys singing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think
No.
I think we'll probably draw to a close right here because I don't want to give too much away. But do we have a release date, or are you still just kind of hoping for summer?
Yeah, it's like currently we have the entire game. We're currently working on the ending, so I'm building the ending cutscenes. Other than that, it's all like the little stuff you saw, like performance issues, bug fixing. Basically, that's what we're doing for the next couple of months, full time, just
Okay.
making sure there's no errors in there.
So your content
Yeah.
complete. Now you're just kind of doing the polishing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. And what will the price of the game be when it actually does launch? Has that been announced yet?
No, it's not. It hasn't been announced
So
yet.
we
But
can't talk about it here yet either.
well, it will.
It's okay
It's
if
not
you
a
can't.
full.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I can sort of say like it won't be like a full price title, so it will. Um, it won't be over 30. It will be below 30, but how much below and where exactly, I don't know yet.
Okay, but it's coming to consoles as well as at the same time, or is it PC first?
PC first.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to playing it on my PS4. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, we're doing the PC version first. We are also doing Mac and Linux.
Oh, that's cool. All right at the same time.
Well, we probably will release the PC version a month earlier and then take a month to actually make sure it runs. Because especially Linux is, like Mac is doable, but Linux takes, like there's a lot of different versions like DB, there's
Yeah.
Ubuntu, Debian. We need to check all those versions and actually get a lot of people to help us out to test it on the different Linux versions. And actually, people who run Linux have been very helpful already of offering help to test all the different distros. But that will take some time. Like
Yeah.
we'll do it after the release and really take our time to make sure we release it properly.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's very fun right now. About how much game time will there be for like on average like a playthrough for people?
So there's 18 levels. So each level takes about between. It depends a bit. Like it can take between 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and over an hour, depending on the level.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at just purely in the levels. It's about 20 hours.
Okay. That's nothing to
And
shake a stick at.
then, and that's just pure in-level playtime. I'm not even including the hub stuff. So
And the
in the
crafting
hub
and all
you
that
also,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, what
Yeah,
you're doing in the hub
side
will
missions.
also take hours, and that's on a rather easy difficulty, because if you were started playing on the hard difficulty, like we actually have people who take 5 hours to complete a level
Oh, jeez.
because it just becomes a lot more tactical. So you need to be very careful how you approach every fight.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends a bit on how hard, like how people want to play it. Like if you want to rush through it, then it will still take you, like what I said, like 20 hours probably.
But if you're
But
kind of taking your time, you're talking quite a few more hours probably added to that, which is really good for a game that's priced under $30 too.
yeah, it's quite like it's really massive. Well, I think it's quite big. Like it's as big as a
a big studio game or
games.
something like that, or bigger than some.
Yeah.
Because if you look at a game
Bigger.
like what was
Yeah.
that one, the Order 1886, that was completed. It's a $60 game, and it was hyped up like crazy, and you could beat it in 4 hours or something like that.
Yeah. Nowadays
Yeah.
games
Well,
are really short.
Yeah.
although like there's reasons for that, right? Like if you look at the AAA quality, what it takes in terms of manpower to build
Hmm.
all those little boxes and all those pores on someone's face,
Yeah.
they have 10 people painting one face. I don't know how they do it, but that's the consequence of wanting high quality, extremely high detailed graphics. That people will get far less gameplay as a result.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. And I think there are people out there that are realizing that necessarily graphics don't always equal gameplay either.
No, it's very much. Actually, I think, like from a technical point of view, the graphics actually have made the games far more static than they need to be.
Hmm.
Because we do like to make a game look photorealistic. They do well. We do a lot of trickery in terms of game design. Like you can't really change the geometry as much. For example, if it's all very static and all the navigation around the world is very static, and that's all a consequence of trying to make a photorealistic looking game.
Hmm.
And if we wouldn't go for photorealism in games, we would actually get far more dynamic and more fun experiences.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, are there any parting words from either of you guys as we close out this stream? I mean, obviously we'll have to check back in with you right before launch and see how everything's coming along. But anything you want to let our audience know as they're watching?
Um,
Keep an eye out on the website and on the Facebook page.
yeah, you can
For
follow us at Twitter at underscore Tangrin underscore.
Hmm.
I'm not I'm not a spammy Twitterer. I'm not really that good at social media stuff. I just post screenshots mainly of what I'm doing, so I'm
And
not really
there's another one
spammer. But
at Kin Game too, right? At
Yeah,
yeah,
KYN Game.
that's the main
yeah,
one. That's
Yeah.
the main one. So that's one
Facebook
people
page.
should follow, and that's more active than our company one that I manage because I'm usually developing. So other than that, people can always mail me. Like my mail's on the website if people have questions about pre-order or whatever, or just want info in general. You can just mail me at my email. That's at tangrin.com.
But not too much because you got to finish making the thing.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Cool.
I always like it's very motivational if people mail us. Well, if they are nice. If they're not nice, then it's also motivational. But
All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate it tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us, for showing us some new levels here, and good luck on the last couple months of development. We'll see you in a couple months and check in on the launch version of the game. How's that sound?
yeah, thanks.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, we should meet up then we've streamlined everything, and then we should replay that level maybe, or
Absolutely, or a different one. At least some boss. We got to fight a boss.
yeah, I think we will play the like what I wanted to do for this today was the level 4 that's full of a lot of minions and it has some fun boss fights.
Cool.
But that level also has a very cool boss fight, a very hard boss fight also, as well.
Awesome. Well, we'll look forward to it. Again, guys, follow them on Twitter at Kin Game. That's KYN Game, or at _Tangrin _. That's TANGRIN. You can email them and bug them and ask them for the demo build. They might even give it to you, let you play around with these 3 levels so you can get a taste of the game yourself. And it's launching this summer for price somewhere under $30 on Steam first, and then on consoles and other platforms as well. So thanks again, guys, and have a good night.
Yeah. Thank you. Good
Thanks.
night.